We are at SCWS World in London. I'm very happy to be joined by Stephane from Nokia. Stephane, good to see you. So from an operator perspective, small cells have been a bit of a harder sell in Europe compared to Asia or North America, where sales have really soared away. Why do you think that's been the case?
Well, it's really, really something that depends on the operator you're talking to. So, there's clearly been a number of cases where operators have plenty of spectrum and they've been a little bit late in the game of LTE. So, today, we see, two different groups of operators. You've got the operators that clearly only thinking small cell for indoor because they don't have yet that need for extra capacity in outdoor. And then you've got the other one that are either seeing, massive draw based on their commercial strategy and are struggling with spectrum ownership. So, in markets where you have 4 or 5 operators still, some of them, got the short end of the stick in terms of spectrum ownership and are now ending up with only 5 or 10 megahertz of LTE spectrum. So they need to consider refarming their spectrum, but at the same time, they need to consider small cell as a mean to add capacity, as an underlay to their macro networks. But as always, on top of the indoor deployment, since in all cases the operator have a challenge in terms of indoor coverage, and with LTE, coming in 800 or 700 megahertz in Europe as well, that will help fix some of the problem. But it only helps to a certain degree, as buildings also are getting a lot better at shielding from the rest of the environment, and that also concerns the radio waves. So in that regards, even if you're going to have good penetration in building with 800 or 700 megahertz spectrum, you still need probably some small cell deployment in the center of the building, but also to add capacity, because a lot of capacity is still taking place indoor.
Now, we've heard for a number of years that the small cell market in Europe is on the cusp of success. Is there anything to suggest that the next 12 months will actually be different?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's been a recurring message for the last 3 or 4 years. But we are seeing some clear activity from a number of operators in maybe at least one operator per country, where we're seeing the operator really on the verge of deploying large number of small cells. So it's been taking a little bit of a while, but on the other hand, I think it's a whole new game, and there has been a lot of small cell challenges to overcome. The vendors have become better. There's been new partnerships as well, working with site owners, for example, to really ease the thing. And I think the vendors such as Nokia has been developing new technologies, a new way to bring, for example, in-band backhaul to help small cell deployments, or making products smaller, more integrated, and that really helped all the things. In addition, all the experience that we've learned from other places such as China, Asia, North America, or even Latin America, is also something we're bringing back to the operator in Europe, and they're feeling more comfortable about the deployment of small cell overall.
And we heard earlier that some people are saying that Wi-Fi may well remove the case for small cells. Now you have Wi-Fi calling, you can obviously connect to Wi-Fi indoors, which covers data. Is that a risk for Nokia's small cell business?
No, not at all. I think we've embraced Wi-Fi right from the start. So, since the outset of FlexiZone, our FlexiZone product include the option to integrate Wi-Fi. So in that regard, it's really something that we believe there's clearly a need in terms of capacity for almost all layers and all frequencies. And if you see what we've launched at Mobile World Congress with our Nokia AirScale Wi-Fi, we are now tackling that market directly with our own sets of solutions. And one of the reasons for that is our small cell are shipping more and more with Wi-Fi integrated. Again, if you're going to spend some money for a site, you might as well build in everything. And in many cases, you'll be effectively walking to an enterprise and actually swapping the Wi-Fi and replacing it with a small cell, and you need Wi-Fi to replace it. So clearly that's one of the things. In addition, with licensed technology, there are a lot of new opportunities to bundle the things closer together and really leverage the value of LTE as well as unlicensed spectrum with technologies such as LAA, LWA or LWIP, which are all being standardized and part of Release 13 in a standard that will mean the operator will have a single networks and effectively exploit the value of unlicensed spectrum on top of LTE to help bring high capacity but also higher peak rate for the user, which is also very important for their marketing and the commercial strategy.
Excellent. Thank you very much.